This is the Chery Tiggo 8 Pro 2.0. This is Chery dipping its toes into the premium crossover category. This sells for 2.1 million pesos. And it comes with all the tech and all the luxuries that you would expect at this price bracket. But it also delivers on a lot of other fronts. This has 256 horsepower and 390 Newton meters of torque. It's also the most affordable all-wheel drive 7-seater crossover that you can buy right now. But do those things justify its price tag? Let's find out. The Tiggo 8 Pro 1.6 was a surprise success for Chery, exceeding its sales expectations by over 200%. Now that's impressive because Chinese vehicles only used to flourish at lower price brackets, those under 1.3 million. The fact that a Chinese crossover can sell at this higher price bracket could be a sign that the China car stigma of the past is eroding, or that the Chery Tiggo 8 Pro 1.6 is just that good. I'd say it's a bit of both. Chery ups their game even more with the Tiggo 8 Pro 2.0. This one sells for 2.1 million pesos. That's well within premium crossover category and puts it within striking distance of mid-range Mazdas and Peugeots. The Tiggo 8 Pro 2.0 offers more than just a luxurious interior and cutting-edge tech. It also packs a lot of horses under the hood, and it offers all-wheel drive capability. If you've seen reviews of the 2.0 last year, this one is different. Chery introduced updates for this model year, and it now comes with a lot more features. We'll talk about that later. For now, let's do a walk around. The Tiggo 8 2.0 has a different front fascia to the 1.6. It looks more similar to the Tiggo 8 PHEV. You have a more aggressive looking grille with this gray shroud around it. You have more aggressive looking air intakes. By the way, these are real. You do get the same LED headlamps as the 1.6 though. You get front parking sensors. You get a front camera because this gets a 360 camera system. The Tiggo 8 2.0 gets the same 18-inch wheels as the other variants. They're wrapped in 235 55 R18 Cooper tires. You get a McPherson strut suspension at the front and an independent suspension at the back. So from this angle, the 2.0 looks the same as the other variants. I think the Tiggo 8 offers a good balance of macho and elegant. You have these bulging fenders, but you also get these clean lines and these subtle chrome accents, which make the car look more premium. Looking at it from the back, you immediately see hints that this may be more than your regular commuter. You don't have to go underneath the car to see the independent rear suspension. And of course, how could you miss the quad exhaust system, which is 100% real. And you can tell that they're real because you can see the fat piping underneath. Like the Tiggo 8 PHEV, this also comes with smoked LED tail lamps. You get a collection of badges at the back. You get an all-wheel drive badge, a Tiggo 8 Pro badge, and a badge that says 390T, which is the torque figure of the 2.0. The Tiggo 8 Pro 2.0 comes with a power liftgate, which is again another improvement over the previous 2.0, which only came with a manual liftgate. Cargo space is the same as the other variants. Under the hood of the Tiggo 8 Pro 2.0 is this very potent 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, which puts out 256 horsepower and 390 Newton meters of torque. Okay, it's coupled to a 7-speed wet-type dual-clutch transmission. Even at its price of 2.1 million pesos, I think this interior still looks very good for the price. And at this price, it's competing with other premium crossovers. Not saying that it's the best at this price bracket, but it's up there with the best. The interior has a very cohesive look to it. Everything flows into each other. Nothing stands out in a bad way. Everything looks like it was designed to be there. I like how the lines here have this kind of organic look, like it's some sort of fluid. In terms of materials, everything is made of high quality materials. So this looks like it's leather wrapped. Also, of course, the door sidings. Everything here is made of soft touch materials. This is soft touch as well. This is leather wrapped. Of course, you get a leather wrapped steering wheel with paddle shifters. You have plenty of buttons here because this comes with full ADAS, which we're going to talk about later. Like the 1.6, you get acres of piano black plastic over here. Now I think it looks nice, but this is definitely a scratch magnet. The seats are covered in very nice leather with Tiggo badging, and of course you get butterfly headrests. So aside from being very soft, these also help keep your head in place when you're sleeping. The Tiggo 8 Pro has some of the most comfortable seats in this segment. They have plenty of adjustability. You can move them up and down. You also get adjustable lumbar support, and you can save your settings. The vehicle has 3% memory settings, so I can save my settings on any of these 3 numbers. If I press 1, the seat will return to my preferred adjustment. If I press 2, this is my setup when I'm recording. This also saves your side mirror settings. So if more than one person drives the car in your family, you can save each driver's setting so you don't have to manually adjust the seats every time. Over here you have this screen, the same as the 1.6. This is exclusively for adjusting your climate control settings. You also have seat heating and seat cooling now. You also get physical controls for adjusting your fan speed and your temperature. Of course, the highlight here is the screen. These are two 12.3-inch screens which are connected to each other. So it looks like you have one very wide screen in front of you. The resolution is very good. You get a 360 camera, and as expected, the resolution is very good. This definitely looks better than the camera of the Everest. And you also get a 3D mode, so you can pan around like this. You can also focus on different cameras, like so. This particular test unit comes with Apple CarPlay, but it doesn't come with Android Auto. Android users can use QD Link, which is a phone mirroring app. You have access to Waze. So you can see it's very responsive. You also have access to every app on your phone. Unlike Android Auto, this is a phone mirroring app. So all of the apps on your phone are basically here. So you have access to Instagram. By the way, follow me on Instagram. You have access to Facebook, Messenger, YouTube, and basically every other app on your phone. You also get different drive modes.
Economic mode entered.
You have Eco, Normal, and Sport, which you also get on the 1.6. But because this is an all-wheel drive model, you also get
Sports
additional
mode
drive
entered.
modes like Snow, Mud,
Muddy mode entered.
and Off-road.
Off-road mode entered.
And the display on the screen changes depending on your settings. You also get an 8-speaker Sony sound system, which sounds quite good. And you now get a panoramic sunroof on the 2.0. So if you've seen previous videos of the 2.0, that one didn't come with ADAS, it didn't come with a panoramic sunroof, and it didn't come with air-con vents at the back. Now Chery addressed those issues, and we now have all the features of the 1.6 and the 2.0. Here at the second row, you get 2 air-con vents, you get independent fan speed controls, although you don't get a third climate zone here. You got a foldable armrest with 2 cup holders. It's also very nicely padded. Now, if I were a VIP, this is where I would want to sit, as I have full control of the seat in front of me. I can move it forward, like so. I can also recline my seat, like so. And now I can stretch in absolute comfort while appreciating the sky through the sunroof. Definitely not a bad place to be. By the way, this also comes with a safety feature. So this has sensors which detect if there's a car or a bicycle coming from your side. and it sounds off an alarm so your door doesn't get hit. Now, the third row seats of most SUVs and crossovers are usually meant for smaller kids. I mean, for kids and smaller adults. But I think I fit here relatively well. I mean, my hair is brushing against the roof, but I think I can sit here for short trips. By the way, you can move the second row seats forward if you need more knee room. You also get two cup holders here, one over here and one over there, and you get aircon vents with aircon controls. You have one 12-volt outlet over here. The Tiggo 8 Pro 2.0 now comes with full ADAS, which includes adaptive cruise control, not stepping on the brakes as you can see, and the car slow down. Although in situations like that, definitely recommend stepping on the brakes when a car cuts in front of you. But in other situations such as this, it's 100% reliable. The car will slow down when it detects a car in front of you, and it will even come to a complete stop. Lane Keep Assist tries to keep you within your lane by automatically steering the vehicle. It's not as reliable as adaptive cruise control, as it relies on the lines on the road, and sometimes the lines can be a bit vague. But it's definitely useful when you're on the highway and you need to, for some reason, take your hands off the wheel for a couple of seconds. And as you can see, I'm not stepping on the gas. I'm not stepping on the brakes. And the vehicle comes to a complete stop. Now, as long as you don't stay stopped for too long, the vehicle will automatically resume once the vehicle in front of you moves. So yeah, definitely it helps reduce driver fatigue in stop and go traffic. So you can see my feet barely moved during this entire trip. Now, since I've been stopped for a while, to resume I just have to lightly tap on the gas pedal. And now we're moving again. And adaptive cruise is still turned on. The vehicle automatically matches the speed of the car in front of me. And now it will come to a complete stop again, as you can see. So braking during adaptive cruise happens very gradually. So it's not abrupt. It's not going to surprise you, and you will know that it's working before you even come to a complete stop, because you can feel the brakes being applied. The Tiggo 8 Pro 2.0 also now comes with voice recognition, and it now recognizes English. So I can say,
Yes, I'm here.
set the temperature to 25 degrees.
Got it. Setting the temperature in all areas to 25.0 degrees. I'm listening.
Open the sunroof.
Okay, opening.
Opening the sunroof.
200.
I was able to do 0 to 100 kph in 7 seconds and change, which is very good. But I feel like it could be a lot faster if it had more aggressive transmission tuning. As it is, it feels like it's tuned more for smoothness than for 0 to 100 times. By that I mean there's a split-second pause in acceleration in between gears. If I were to describe it, it's like it's letting the clutch off slowly for a smoother shift, but the result is there's a bit of time lost in between gears. If it had more aggressive shifts, I wouldn't be surprised if it could do half a second better. The 2.0 is a joy to drive on the highway, and even more in the twisties. Now, I'm not sure about the front and rear power distribution, but when you step on the gas while exiting a turn, you do feel that push from behind, like the vehicle wants to rotate. It feels like there's a bit more rear bias than the CX-5 Turbo. The power feels like a shot of adrenaline in your veins, and accelerating while exiting a turn never fails to put a smile on my face. Like the 1.6, the 2.0 also comes with a wet type dual clutch transmission. Unlike DCTs from other brands, this feels quite responsive, even in low-speed traffic. It almost always chooses the right gear at the right time, but if you feel like taking over, you do have paddle shifters, which are a joy to use in the twisties, as you can manually shift without taking your hands off the wheel. When driving on roads like this, it is inevitable that there will be slow trucks or slow tricycles along your path. And having this much power gives you the confidence to quickly and also safely overtake. You can get from behind a vehicle to in front of the vehicle in a very short amount of time.
In 200 meters, turn left.
The steering ratio of the 2.0 seems to be a bit quicker than the 1.6. Although that could be psychological because I haven't driven the 1.6 in a while. But I do remember turning the wheel a lot more on the 1.6 than the 2.0 in the twisties. The Tiggo 8 2.0 can be exciting to drive, but it can also be very relaxing when you want it to be. NVH levels are excellent. At highway speeds, tire and wind noise are quite minimal. Having adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist allows you to rest your foot and your hands from time to time. The seats are also very comfortable, so it's not as much of a chore to drive on very long road trips. Fuel economy is decent for a high-performance crossover. On the highway, I got about 15 kpl, and in the city, I got about 10 kpl with light traffic. The vehicle has a start-stop function, which helps improve fuel economy a lot in stop-and-go traffic. Another advantage of having an all-wheel drive system is you can bring the car to terrain that two-wheel drive vehicles may have difficulty negotiating. Now, don't expect Ranger Raptor levels of off-road performance, but for light off-road trails, it is quite okay. The all-wheel drive system lessens your chances of getting stuck on muddy and slippery terrain. If you want to try out car camping, this could be a good reason for choosing the Tiggo 8 2.0. Now, a lot of you ask this question in the comments, and that is understandable. It is an important consideration, especially if you're buying from a brand that's relatively new to the country. Now, those of us who do car reviews get to drive a lot of cars. We kind of know what to look for when it comes to certain things, but this question is really best answered by those who bought the car with their own money. Now, fortunately, I was able to attend a car meet of Chery owners recently, and I'll use their testimonials to answer this question.
Yung pa rin tinatawag na customer check ba? Okay? So, kinontak nila ako a day before sila pumunta, and then meron silang cake. Aside from the cake, brownies, and then they also check my unit. If, sir, okay ba? Okay ba yung performance? May mga complaints ba? Or may mga feedback ba? Or anything?
And throughout my whole experience with the brand itself, I felt like what I felt when I drove a Tesla. That I felt like I was part of the community. I felt that even if people say that, you know, it's a Chinese-made car or whatever it is that they want to say, it's not about that. It's about what the brand has delivered to me as a driver, as a user, and also as a car enthusiast. It's knowing that if something goes wrong, and especially when things go right, like what we have here now, Chery's there with us.
On top of everything that they said, Chery also has the best warranty in the business. The warranty for the Tiggo 8 Pro is 7 years or 200,000 kilometers. On top of that, you also get 3 years of free PMS and 3 years of free roadside assistance. The Tiggo 8 Pro 2.0 all-wheel drive has a price of 2.1 million pesos. At that price, it offers all-wheel drive capability, a luxurious interior, 7 seats, a lot of power, and class-leading tech. Now, you may find some of these things that I mentioned in some of its competitors, but very few offer all of them in one package. Those that do are priced a lot higher. At this price though, the Chery Tiggo 8 Pro 2.0 is treading on unfamiliar territory for Chinese crossovers. Will it sell well? That I'm not sure about, But every growing brand needs a halo car. One that's not designed to sell in large volumes, but to elevate the image of the brand. I think that's what the Tiggo 8 Pro 2.0 could be for Chery. It deserves to be mentioned in the same breath as other premium crossovers, and it has the capability to leave its contemporaries in its literal dust.